In the spirit of the holiday season, when peace and goodwill fill the air, the American Broadcasting Company television network joins its family of stations and stars in extending to you and your family our very best wishes for a happy holiday and a bright new year. Across the nation, it's season's greetings from ABC.
You have a date with the angel. Starring Betty White, Bill Williams as Gus Angel, presented by Plymouth, star of The Forward Look, and the Plymouth Dealers of America.
The time, 8 months after Vicki and Gus Angel were married. The plot, there's no such thing as a miserable Santa Claus. The main character, there's no such... Well, with one possible exception.
Noel, 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 Noel.
You hold your finger right there, Mr. Finley.
Noel, Noel, Noel.
Hi, honey.
Noel.
Sweetheart, I had no idea it was that late.
That's a lot better than traffic.
Oh, if Mr. Finley's just being neighborly. He's helping me wrap Christmas packages.
Oh, we appreciate you coming up here and always helping Mrs. Angel, Mr. Finley.
Noel.
Noel.
My finger's getting fat, Mrs. Angel. Oh, well, that's all right. I got nothing else to do.
What's for dinner?
I have some stew on the stove.
Oh, great.
Can I clean the stove for you? Stew can be pretty messy.
The stew is in a pan on the stove, Mr. Finley.
Oh. Is there something else I can do?
Well, I don't know what it would be, but thanks anyway.
That's what they all say. Nobody needs me.
Why, that isn't true, Mr. Finley.
Yes, it is.
Well, it is not.
Yes, it is.
No, it... Mr. Finley, I happen to know that your son counts on you to do chores around the house. Well, you're always watering the lawn or doing housework.
Watering the lawn. Big deal.
If you feel you don't have enough to do at home, why don't you get a job?
What kind of a job?
Well, I'm sure 2 weeks before Christmas, there are a lot of places that need help.
Give me a for instance.
Just offhand, it depends on what you can do, I guess.
Well, when I was a boy, I used to braid buggy whips for the carriage trade. Somebody invented a machine.
I know. They call it the automobile.
No, they called it a buggy whip braiding machine.
Sweetheart, Mr. Finley's looking for a job.
Why?
He says he doesn't have enough to do at home.
Well, he's always up here helping us.
Not much future in that.
No, I guess not.
You know, sweetheart, if Mr. Finley had a regular job, he wouldn't have so much time to be helping us.
Honey, I don't think that... Yeah. Have you thought about calling Dolly?
Dolly? Why, sure. We have this friend who works at Martindale's department store. They're open evenings. I'll call her right after dinner.
Oh, thanks for the invitation, but I got to get home and cook dinner for my son. He'll be wondering where I am. Noel.
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 Vicky, if he's breathing, we can use him down here, honey.
Wonderful, and thanks.
Don't thank me, dear. During the Christmas rush, it's Martindale's policy to use anything that can walk, wiggle, or crawl.
Is it as bad as all that?
Vicky, you could use a little extra money.
No, thank you. I've met Mr. Wallace.
Oh. Well, if you think he's revolting normally, you should see him now. He's been made floor manager of the toy department, and he actually loves it.
Well, then he isn't as bad as I thought.
He loves it for two reasons. A, he gets a percentage of the department's cut. And B, he gets a chance to be nasty to hundreds of little children.
Customers are waiting, Mrs. Koenig.
I'm recruiting, Mr. Wallace.
In that case, go right ahead. Let them wait.
All right, Vicky, have your friend down here first thing in the morning.
I will, Dolly, and thanks a million.
Bye, dear.
Bye.
Mr. Wallace, I got another victim for you. He'll be down tomorrow.
Oh. If I hear just one more fa-la-la, I won't be responsible.
Mr. Wallace, doesn't Christmas mean anything to you at all?
Oh, let's not get maudlin. What about this man?
His name is Finley, and he got old without any help from you.
Holy Santa Claus. I'll put Spencer back in shipping where he belongs. He's a miserable Santa Claus.
Mr. Wallace, there is no such thing as a miserable Santa Claus.
Oh, now don't you go soft on me.
Christmas.
That's exactly what I mean, Mrs. Koenig. This is the time when Martindales are supposed to make a little money.
Tell me something, Mr. Wallace. Is the first dollar you ever made hanging on your wall?
Naturally not. It's where it belongs, in the bank, drawing interest.
What a lovely sentiment.
If I don't look out for myself, who will? I respect money because it... Little girl, put that down. Little girl!
Good morning and Merry Christmas.
Don't let Mr. Wallace hear you say that around here.
Merry Christmas?
Even good morning ties him in knots.
He can't be as bad as all that.
He's worse. Where's the new boy you were going to bring down?
Well, he's not very new, but he's so anxious to be of help.
Well, here's Casey Jones.
Glad to know you, Mr. Jones. My name's Finley.
Hello, Mr. Wallace. This is the man I told Dolly about.
Why, Mrs. Angel. Look, in spite of what you did to Martindale's last time, I'd like to offer you a job as a salesman. Now, at first, it won't be...
No, thank you, Mr. Wallace. No, but Mr. Finley here is very anxious to do something useful.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I am, Mr. Jones. But if my boy shows up, throw him out.
Why, Mr. Finley?
Well, when I told him I was going to work down here, he had one of his tantrums. He's a spoiled brat.
A kid like that ought to be spanked and sent to bed.
He's 37.
Oh?
That's something, Mr. Finley. We wouldn't have taken Mr. Wallace's time.
Mr. Finley has a perfect right to make up his own mind. You want a job?
Yes, I do.
Well, come on. Get away from those trains.
Mr. Wallace is nice to him.
Would you say that Mr. Finley is just a few points off magnetic north?
He just takes everything literally, that's all. Maybe you could explain to Mr. Wallace that he's a sweet old man. Everybody in the neighborhood just loves him. And that he ought to be given the kind of job where he'll feel he's needed.
That would touch Mr. Wallace so deeply, he'd fire him on the spot.
What does Mr. Wallace have planned for him?
Oh, you'll see. Oh, excuse me.
Well, Mr. Finley.
Mrs. Angel, where is my father? He tells me you have embroiled him in some enterprise in this store. I must forbid it.
Well, he asked for a job, and I helped him get one. I had no idea you'd object.
I do not object. I forbid. Mrs. Angel, willy-nilly, you have upset the entire routine of my life. I can assure you I need my father at home.
Well, Mr. Finley, I think that's just wonderful. Have you ever told him that in so many words?
I have told him repeatedly that when I come home, he must have my supper ready for me.
Oh, I see. Well, doesn't it matter to you that he wants to do something useful?
There is nothing more useful to me than having my supper ready for me. Now, where is he?
At this moment, I can truthfully tell you I don't know.
Mrs. Angel, your attitude strikes me as one completely lacking cooperation. Now, will you please tell me where he is?
He went that way.
You just described a 180-degree arc.
Did I?
I will find him myself. Mrs. Angel, it pains me to discover that you have absolutely no Christmas spirit.
What?
Ho, ho, ho.
Thank you.
Ho, ho, ho. No. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho.
Can't you do anything with him? He sounds like he's coughing.
I am. It's hot in here.
You're a beautiful Santa.
I hope the children like me.
Oh, they will. Oh, incidentally, your son is very upset about your being here.
Well, that's tough. Where do I work, Mr. Jones?
Mr. What? Never mind. Right over here. Oh, and for heaven's sake, work on your ho-ho-hos. I'll get away from these trains.
Ho, ho, ho.
Well, I guess I can't be mother hen to him all day.
Oh, well, I'll try to keep an eye on him. Where are you headed?
The bank. We have a list of presents a mile long. Gus and I are going to get some gifts and toys for the nieces and nephews later on. And well, I hope he lasts out the day. I know how Mr. Wallace can be.
Keep hoping Christmas will catch up with him. Maybe today's the day.
Come back here, you little delinquent. Come here. That's a display.
How would you like to have an income of $500 a month for the rest of your life? Someone will win $500 a month for the rest of his or her life. That's the grand prize in the most exciting contest ever held, Plymouth's Money Ahead contest. And listen to these added prizes. 2 brand new Money Ahead Plymouths will be given away each week, plus 450 other valuable prizes. Now, here's what Plymouth's Money Ahead contest is all about. You simply solve the scrambled word puzzle. Place the letters in their correct order, and they spell out one of the Money Ahead features of the new Plymouth. Now, for example, the answer to this puzzle is Money Ahead, the name of the contest. It's just as simple as that. Loads of family fun. So go into your Plymouth dealer tomorrow. Pick up your entry blank. There's nothing to buy, no obligation of any kind. And while you're there, take a look at that brand new Plymouth. If you buy one now and win a Plymouth in the contest, you get double your money back. So get to your Plymouth dealers right away. The sooner you enter, the better your chances. Get in on Plymouth's Money Ahead contest tomorrow.